takes a long time to figure out how to build a company. And we iterate. We try things and screw them up all the time. And what I wanted to do today was talk through a few of the things that we've tried that have worked out. We'll leave the other ones to another day. First thing I want to get right off and say that perks, which is what we're going to talk about, I hate the word, but we're going to talk about the things that we do for our staff that are special. They're not corporate culture. Corporate culture is a deeper thing. It's something that you can't really do sort of superficially. It's baked into the hiring, everything you can possibly imagine. Perks, though, on the other hand, are an opportunity to solve problems. So we look at each one of these things in the context of both, wow, isn't that a nice thing, a nice little value add we can provide to our people, but we also sneakily, behind the scenes, are solving business problems. So here's Ed getting $5 from Ellen, very excitedly. Each day we reward people for a completed timesheet with $5 cash money in your hand. We bill hours, that's our inventory controls, and it is essential that we capture this data in an effective and regular way. Everybody has the opportunity to make what amounts to almost $1,200 extra salary per year. All they have to do is their job. But it's amazing the Pavlovian response we've been able to create between this not particularly nice task, getting your hours in on time, and to actually getting the $5 paid and getting the data collected so we can invoice on time. You look around this space, you're like, oh, look at this, another one of those trendy West Loop loft spaces with all the funky stuff in it. Yeah, that's great. We like this and we like to talk about our space, but it's not, we didn't build this space to get coverage and cranes about it. We built it because it's focused on a series of experiments over the years around creating awesome workspaces, from the open concept to the breakout rooms to the desks, what we call desk 1.0 here, these standard desks, the standing desks you can see in the photo, which are back there, and desk 2.0 to desks 3.0, which is my treadmill desk in the back, which we're continuing to experiment with. You think about free lunch. Free lunch really doesn't exist. I'm sorry, you might think you're getting free lunch. But the truth of the matter is that the lunch service daily we do has all sorts of unbelievable business benefits, from keeping our staff healthy and focused, eliminating this sort of afternoon slump of the carb load, to all sorts of other things. But really the most interesting effect that we didn't necessarily even realize was this process of coming to the table. We have managed to assemble all of these incredibly high-powered people here today. Guess what? We got you here with free lunch. And we're able to invite clients, prospective hires, prospective partners. People come to us because of that, and it saves us a ton of time. You look around, we've got the Star Wars Imperial shuttle in there. There's a 3/4 fully assembled, fully operational Star Wars Death Star. There's a rack of Nerf guns over there. It looks like we're just kind of screwing around and postponing adolescence, or elongating adolescence like many tech companies. But for us, play is a huge part of the work we do, and creating a place where it's okay to play and have fun and whatnot is super essential. Furthermore, we actually use Lego in a facilitated environment to teach customers about how agile software development works and to give them some nomenclature in a more tangible way, helping us do our jobs better. Some of us may have heard about the extravagant vacations that TableXI takes our staff on. They're not actually that extravagant, but one year we try to go to sort of a remote location, and then it seems like the off years we go to Wisconsin, and we're not just trying to give people a free trip. The goal is to sort of take people out of this environment. Yes, it's great. The environment is wonderful. We've done a lot to create a great workspace, but give people time and space to think about different ideas, work with people in different disciplines, in different teams, so on and so forth. We created a ton of exciting ideas for the business, as well as new businesses that have been started by the people in Costa Rica or where else together. We have great coffee in the office. You don't need to go to Starbucks if you work here, but each afternoon there's a group of people that walk over to Starbucks at Van Buren and Clinton on a company-sponsored trip to go and get coffee. We're not trying to inject caffeine into our developers further. We're trying to get them to get up, walk away from the space for a few minutes, walk over to the place, hang out, talk. Again, it's like a mini retreat every afternoon, achieving some of the same business outcomes that taking people off-site for a longer, more extended period of time does. So we often get this question, how do we know this works? And this is where it gets a little fuzzy. Certainly there's positive ROI that I could demonstrate from a mathematical perspective on some of these perks. The bounties has been unbelievable. Lunch is a no-brainer. And if you want to talk further about that, I'm happy to walk you through that. But at the end of the day, there's a few things that sort of indicate perhaps that there's been some success here. On the left, we have, it's actually not quite dated correctly, but we have Matt and Lucas. You can tell this is a long time ago because Matt has hair. Lucas is drinking a beer, configuring a bunch of servers. We've virtualized all of those. And on the right, our retreat in Lake Geneva. By the numbers, we've grown the space, we've grown the headcount, we've grown revenue from $16,000 in our first year to $3.5 million and growing last year, and our clients are actively doing work for us from 2, both of whom are still with us, to 58. The most important thing though, happy people. TableXI experiences remarkably low turnover. And it's not just these perks that are superficial in nature. There are deeper cultural things. There are things about how this organization is run in a very substantial way, more than these perks. But we certainly attribute some of them to the ongoing happiness of our people. So like the giant logo that you can see over there, I would suggest that you take time in your own organizations to iterate on these things. Don't be afraid to try. Sometimes they don't work. There are other ones that failed. And together, like the way we built this in an iterative process, everybody sort of contributing, you can have a couple of smart perks too.